Welcome back, everyone. We're up to the losers bracket round 3 match here between All About You and In Control. We are going to be seeing a best of 3 here because it is the lower bracket. Loser of this best of 3 will be out of the tournament. So there's going to be PVT on Lost Temple. I'm Unstable, joined here by Benji. So it's going to come down. I haven't actually seen a PVT all day, so it's going to be fun.
Definitely, it's a lot better than some of these Zerg games can sort of just turn into a bit of macro wars. But ZVT, I like these early sort of pushes that both races can do. Like just a few units, and they can do so much damage, or they can get completely shut down.
Yeah, definitely. So we are going to see close ball or close air positions here between these two guys. I haven't actually seen All About You play versus Protoss in a long time, so it might be decent
I think
as
he
well.
might be
So
a bit against. Like he's, I've got to say, EGincontrol's probably a favorite here. I mean, he's, in my experience, a more well-known name at least. So I wouldn't be surprised seeing him come through and win these. But still, I mean, this is a pretty solid tournament. I mean, you're not bad getting here, but we'll see what they can pull out here on this map.
yeah, definitely. So we are going to have, I don't know, like this map, depending on how well All About You does use his drop play, if he wants to go into that, he will be able to do a lot of damage there. But at the same time, I think we might be seeing some 3-gate expand coming from In Control, as it is definitely one of the safer kind of things to do
Hmm.
in this matchup. As long as he gets the scout, because he will unfortunately scout him last and get a little bit of a back foot there. But still, the 1-gate expands are also useful in this situation. It all comes down to scouting Terran just to make sure he's not doing some kind of insane early pressure.
Yeah, I mean, there is also that choke point there is just really easy to sort of clog up with buildings. And, you know, if he wants to put a forge there, obviously he hasn't gone forge first, which is smart. I mean, it can be risky against some builds. You don't want to sort of throw away a game by just, you know, trying a bit of a risky build for a slight advantage.
Yeah, definitely. But so far we've seen some very solid play from In Control. He did unfortunately go bow out to Chef in the first round in the upper bracket, but he's been fighting his way back in. It is double elim, so there's going to be no quick elimination so far. Each player does have that 2 best of 3s to be able to deal with it. But it'd be good to see.
Yeah, we actually have a gas steal from In Control, which is really awesome. I like gas stealing against T as P. It kind of shuts down a lot of Banshee play, like 2-port Banshee, that kind of stuff. And, you know, it sort of limits your opponent's tech early on.
Yeah, most definitely. But we do have a... sorry, I thought that was something different then. We're still the cyber core going down for In Control. We do have the second gas for him now. No second gateway as of yet. But we do see a second barracks going down for All About You. Interesting. He still hasn't actually had a scout of In Control's base yet. Doesn't see what kind of build he's going to be going for. This simulator will be up for quite a while longer if there's only 2 Marines hitting on it.
Yeah, he's actually
But
getting a
hey,
tech level in his racks as well, possibly looking for maybe early concuss shells, get some marauders out and do pressure that way. Or it might just be just going for stim later on, obviously.
yeah, definitely. We do have that second gateway now for In Control. He's not going for any kind of 1-gate expand play, but he will be interested. Can he see that second racks from that? No, he can't. Sorry. So you can see a little bit from that assimilator, but not enough to see the second racks, unfortunately. And we are going to have a reactor go down on that as well. So, I don't know. It's going to come down to pretty much the next building coming from In Control is going to tell a lot about what kind of playstyle he's going to be going for in this matchup. I'm sure these guys have played each other quite a bit on the ladder.
Yep. And we have a robo.
There he goes. But we do have a command center coming out from All About You. So it's 2 racks expand coming from him, and we've got a 2-gate robo from In Control.
I like the robo. It's a very safe building to get. You obviously can get the observer out and scout your opponent. It also gives you detection for banshees. And immortals are just like a great unit early on against marauders. So I think it's a very safe thing to get. Whereas if you sort of go for like a Rax play and he does go banshee play, it kind of can hurt you quite a bit.
Yeah, definitely. So we do have more racks being dropped down here for All About You, as he does get that command center about halfway done. But I don't know. I really think if In Control doesn't put some kind of pressure on him soon, he might fall behind. But we will be seeing an expansion coming out from In Control fairly shortly once he sees what's happening with that observer, I think.
Yeah, a lot of units now for All About You starting to stream to the midfield. I mean, it's 2 Marauders, 2 Marines. Obviously has 2 racks up, getting 4 racks up. So, I mean, if he wants to put pressure on In Control, early on here, he can actually do that. But he is actually supply blocked right now. Small error from him.
We do have that Nexus going down at 37 supply for In Control. So we will be able to hold this off pretty soon. He's got that third gateway as well. Not many units for him though, just sentries, 3 sentries at this point in time. But the same for All About You. We're going to be seeing a fairly long macro game from both these guys. I reckon In Control's got a good scout of what's actually happening with that observer. Has seen the 4 racks, sees a second reactor as well, but there's no actual add-on on this middle barracks. Doesn't really make that big of a distance at the moment, and Stim is just about to finish for All About You as well. So we might be seeing some kind of push in here from All About You, as he will definitely have the advantage because there's no zealots in this mix for In Control. He does have that Immortal. There we go, there's the zealot now, but he's really just relying on these sentries.
Yeah, and there are a lot of like Marauders and Marines at his tower there. I mean, if he did push forward with them, he's at least going to do a bit of damage. It's going to come pretty much down to force fields. And I've got to say, In Control has pretty good force field micro. I mean, there is a choke there outside his natural, and if he can get good force fields down, he can pretty much wipe out that army. But he's actually pushing out now, or relocating to a sort of his tower maybe.
Yeah, it looks like he's just relocating to the tower. Does want to see what's coming. It looks like we are going to have this push in here from All About You. More units being warped in one at a time here from In Control as the warp gate research does cool down. And here we go. Some great force fields by In Control there. He does snipe one of those Marauders. Oh, and sniping quite a few more at the front, forcing a stim at All About You, and greatly done by there. He is caught a lot of units off guard. A lot of those are down on lower health. More force fields going down. He's going to be able to clean this up barely as more reinforcements stream in for In Control. So nicely done, great force field placement there, as he is getting his expansion up and running, in the first Colossi on the way.
I love that push. Like, he used so little force fields. He still has energy left on his sentries, but the force fields he did use were just perfect. Like, they trapped units so that his zealots could do damage. He did lose his Immortal, but he just did so much damage there with an army that, in my eyes, looked slightly smaller than his opponents.
Yeah, definitely. If we have a look at the units lost tab, we've got 14 for All About You. We got 7 for In Control. Fairly even on the resources lost though. Once these Colossi start making it into the field, it will be a different story though. So hopefully we do see that starport going up for All About You. So we'll probably see some Vikings to help deal with those Colossi very, very shortly. If we have a look, they're both on even harvest account. It's 43 to 44. We do have extended thermal lance coming out now for In Control as well. We do have another little poke here by All About You, just trying to keep the numbers down by the looks of it.
Yeah, definitely. We have a starport up now, and he's actually getting a reactor on it. So if he does spot these Colossus coming out, he will be able to get Vikings out. At the very least, he's going to get a few medevacs. Yeah, but once these Colossus come out with thermal lance, he's going to need Vikings. And actually, there already is one out now.
There's the Colossi. Oh, a little bit out of position. And he does manage to snipe it. That's got to be very frustrating for In Control. He is forced. He has force field a lot of these units in here, though. Nice micro by All About You. He is be able to get rid of all of these zealots. Another stim coming in. He's going to be able to kite these zealots, hopefully, as he does snipe one of them. Almost. He should be able to get away okay, as the second Colossi is not out yet for In Control. He's only got 3 gateways, but he has thinned out those units enough for All About You. But the sniping that Colossi was extremely well done.
Yeah, I mean, In Control kind of pulled him back to the high ground, but there was a scan actually on his natural that just had that sort of high ground scan, so he could actually see up that ramp. It was just great timing.
Yeah, definitely. We do have a Stargate coming in now as well for In Control. As we do see more racks being going down.
Possibly Stargate Void Rays, maybe Phoenix to deal with like obviously Vikings and Medevacs are going to be made at this point to deal with the Colossus. Might be trying to counter them with Phoenix early on. But wait and see what he does do with that.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like both players trying to take out the rocks here to get third expansions up and running. A scan. I think he just sniped another observer here for In Control, but he still does have this Cell Naga Tower, which is really good for him. He does have a couple of Vikings coming in. I really think In Control's in a lot of trouble if he does decide to push with this.
He doesn't have, like, he's got 1 Colossus and a few Gateway units. There's not much of a buffer there. Like, with Colossus, you generally want a big bunch of Gateway units just to take a lot of the damage, because Colossus usually sit back. But his army is just really small right now, despite having those 2 Colossus. But no medevacs out yet for All About You. I think he was building some, and actually they're out in his just outside his gold there. But if he stims, he's going to need those medevacs there to heal him back up.
Yeah, definitely. All About You just playing it safe at the moment. He knows he's ahead, or slightly ahead, because he is getting that 3rd base first. A Ghost Academy going down for him as well to help deal with that Sentry energy. We got more gateways coming down.